welcome back to Wrenching the Race. As you know, I'm Jay, and this is our 1983 Volkswagen GTI Mark I. I'm going to give you a little history about the car and a little bit about what we've done to make this the fastest GTI in the world. We purchased the car a little over a year ago from a dude in Ithaca, New York. The car was in his possession for about a year and a half, 2 years, sat in his barn, untouched. And prior to him, we believe the car sat for 20 years or something like that. We're guessing on the date because there was a fire extinguisher system in the car when we got it, and the date code on the fire extinguisher was 1999. When we got the car, it needed brakes, needed wheels, although we ended up using these really god-awful Miele Miglia wheels. They are for sale. However, we might just end up using them in April for the Pittsburgh race. So we had to basically redo the brakes. We had to redo the suspension. We had to redo the fuel system because they had the fuel lines running through the car, and that's not allowed in Lemons. Let's see what else we did. We built these fantastic bumpers with tow hooks. All of this silver aerodynamic tape. Some people call it HVAC ducting tape. We call it aero tape. This was some really fine aero work we did for the car that really helped. We got at least about 2.3 pounds of downforce with that one. Let's see, come around the side, we added this galvanized air intake system. Home Depot has an automotive section, a race department, so that we got that there. We bought this grill, and part of Wrenching a Race is based around the Brooklyn Bomb Squad, which is the name of our race team. And it started with the car that these rings came from. So we figured, why not put the 4 rings on the Volkswagen and really fuck everybody up, because nobody knows what's going on. We added this for some protection. One of our other guys, Mark Andrew, drilled a whole bunch of go fast holes, really lightens everything up and lets the air fly through there. John was in charge of painting the numbers. I think he did a fantastic job. Not sure he's ever done it before, but he did a really good job, I guess. Some more aero here, as you might notice. This really helps the air flow straight past our very aerodynamic convex mirrors. We have an in-car camera system, which is a homemade drone that we basically mount here, and we can watch the race as the guy, whoever's driving, is driving as it's happening. It's great. Come around the back side.
Cut to in-car footage.
Yeah, there's some in-car footage. Cut to wheel spinning. These are the 15-inch wheels we got on eBay. They've been fantastic with our really cool colored lug nuts. Those are awesome too.
Did they come from the jungle?
We got them from the Jungle website. No, eBay website, the eBays. This is another bumper that we built for the back. We, instead of bolting everything together, just welded everything together. We figured, why paint it when it could be rusty? And then I guess I'll open up the back here. Ooh, God, that opens nicely. So when we first got the car, it didn't have a hinge thing, but what is this called? A strut thing?
Strut.
Gas strut.
I believe it's a gas strut.
The car did, when we bought it, when we purchased it, come with a whopping 8-gallon fuel cell. Perfect for short course racing and really short races, but for endurance racing, not so good. It was
Why is that?
Well, it limits our drive time to, I think, an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. So One of the things we're going to be doing this year is swapping this tank out for a slightly larger one, which we'll show you all that when we figure out how to do it. Come back around this side. We open our door up. We've got a big set of roll bars here. We have a race seat that we used in our car from a couple years ago, which I pulled out of the old car. The fire suppression bottle is not in the car because we had to get that fixed because we let it freeze and then it exploded on us. So we're getting that back. We have actually the steering wheel is probably the nicest thing in the car, which we were given that by a very kind soul. This is our fabulous gauge cluster. I think 3 out of those 4 gauges work. Some of those fuses even work. We have water temp tachometer, which we got to tell the guys not to rev it to past 6,500. Oil pressure gauge, very important. The timer's still going from the last race. That's very good that it works. 5-point harness, 5-speed transmission. We have our intercom system right there. Race radios. Those were bought on the Jungle website, and
Link in the description below.
Yeah, Bow Fun. You really want to get those. They're cheap, but they actually work. 5-speed, regular Volkswagen transmission. I don't know what it's called.
Not a dog box?
020, 02A. You guys would know more than I would. It works. We put a clutch in the car last year. It's great. What do I know?
The clutch is just broken in at this point.
Yeah, after 2 races. That's about it in here. The roll cage passed tech, so we don't really do anything else with it. We'll keep, the rust off of it and all that stuff. And then why don't we take the hood off and we'll show you guys what's going on under the hood. So inside, under the hood, is what makes the GTI run. So what we've got here is a stock head. Well, I guess it was stock.
Okay, so we picked up the head from the shop for the GTI. Everything's looking great. Everything's dialed in, putting the accessories on right now. And unfortunately, the shop lost one of the injector sleeves, one of the sleeves that goes in the head that the injector goes into. So we've got 3 from the new head that we picked up. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just grab one of the 4 from the head we just raced with. Those must be good, right? Well, here's what we got. Here are the 3 that are going to go in the head. Unfortunately, they lost one. Here's what came out of the race head. Not sure what's going on, but it looks like something got a little hot. So maybe we'll take this one. And we'll use these 4 to start the car tomorrow, and then we'll get some new injector sleeves. Last year's head we used in the race car. This year's head we're going to use in the race car. We did some valve work, we did some porting, polishing, and got a cam for it. So all highly illegal in Lemons Racing. Or maybe not, we'll see. No one's going to open it up anyway. This is the old head, last year's head. And this year's head. You can see this is the old injector sleeve, and these are the 3 that I sort of cleaned up, but unfortunately the shop misplaced the other one. Looking forward to getting this in the car. Hopefully we can hear it start tomorrow.
After the Ford truck. Right. What was the?
What are you doing, Mark?
I'm trying to find the exhaust bolt back here and tighten it up. Racing
Rubber.
tire?
Racing rubber. Yeah. They just got taken in by the intake?
No,
Yeah.
a mouse was creating a small home. This was a pillow.
We did a little work on the inside of the intake manifold. Derek at Scientific Rabbit hooked us up there. Well, I guess he didn't hook us up, we paid him, but he did a great job. Let's see, we got fire system nozzles inside here. This is an early CIS fuel injection system. Very simple. It's basically throttle the plate down here and that's it. There's nothing else going on here. One of the things we're going to do this year is replace the stock oil cooler with a real oil cooler with a sandwich plate. We're going to get rid of this guy. Some other stuff we're going to do is we have an airbox modification with a piece of carbon fiber. It's really special. We're going to put that on. We're going to lose this dryer hose, vent hose, and go with some real silicone tubing. One of the other things we want to try and do is build a little ducting system to bring air in here and then kind of divert it down here underneath the intake manifold so that it keeps some of the heat off of the intake manifold from the headers that are underneath. If you look close over here where the intake manifold attaches to the head, there's a phenolic spacer that we added in there to help keep things cool.
Did you say phallic spacer?
Exactly. And this is, we also put this in here to lighten things up. Figured, you know, less metal on the car, the better. And what else do we have here, John? That's really it. We'll start the car up for you in a minute and you can listen to it. We have to open the garage door. We have windshield wipers that work, glass window, and unfortunately we have glass in the back on the hatch as well as the rear windows. So the car weighs, I don't know, We've never had it on scales, but that's another thing we're going to do, and we'll bring a video of that to you. We'll put on corner scales, see what everything's at, and watch some more videos on what that really means, because we don't really know. Oh, look at that guy. Oh, fuck, it's in there. Fuck. Anyway, so that's the overview on the GTI. Some of the things we want to do this year, let's show them the proportioning valve. So in the car right now is a stock VW proportioning valve that is usually mounted to the rear swing arm, that when the swing arm goes up and down, it moves this up and down, which in turn allows brake pressure to go to the back wheels. But where it's mounted, there's no really there's no change in brake pressure for the back. So we're going to change that. We're going to put in a whole new proportioning valve. I'll show you that. We also have to change the way the rear rotors are mounted. They're actually upside down, so it makes bleeding the brakes really hard.
Calipers, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, the calipers on the rear are upside down, so we got to change those. So we have the short shift kit to put in.
Did you say we were professionals?
We are totally not professionals. There's some holes in the floorboards, don't mind those. It helps keep the driver cool. And the wiring, I guess we should put labels on everything this year, so when the coil wire comes off, we know where to find it. Anyway, that's it for the rundown, for the recap, that's it for the overview on the GTI. Stay tuned for some fucking amazing videos.